Okay, Jelliot is first up. Let's do it. Team Black. Let's go for a Sicilian. Nick Sapphire, thank you for gifting 2 subs. All right. Let's go D5. Why would Carlsen not play? Well, he said he isn't going to play. For starters, why not? He cited lack of motivation. Okay, I should pay a bit more attention here. All right, so as long as I'm in a position here to meet c4 with a queen check, I don't think I should be releasing this tension. So I'm gonna put the knight here, and the reason I say because if I don't have this follow-up check, then I start to get pushed around. There, here. Let's say that wasn't checked, then this knight gets kicked. Okay, so this one here, if I exchange queens and then play knight e4, there is a convenient defense of both f2 and c5. And I don't know if I'm guaranteed to get that pawn back either. Boom, 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 boom. If I play e6, there is b4. So I think I need to just take on c5. Not too familiar with these lines. Car kit could relate. Car kite suffers from lack of motivation. Otherwise, you'd be champ. That's a good question, Pat. I don't know. There does seem to be a great number of players who are playing the Alapin. Maybe when you dive into my insights, is that a piece of information? Is there a glaring weakness with my replies to the Alapin Sicilian? I don't think that shows up though with the insights. All right, where should the queen go? Offer a queen exchange. There. Here. I guess I'll go here. If I'm scared away with b4, I have c2, c7. This seems like a reliable square. So what can I say about this position? White has a majority on the queen side. Does that mean it should get rolling right now? Not quite sure about that. Probably need to get that light square bishop out and then get castled. I should be looking to do similar. Kingside. I think it'd be crazy for both of us to castle queenside, so. And right now I'm 3 tempi out from castling kingside. I don't like that. I'd much rather be a move or 2 away, so I think I'm certainly leaning towards making a quick pawn move, maybe now. Could I, however, get away with deploying this guy first? I don't know. Yeah, you see, if I play this, maybe there's some irritating queen b3. Maybe I have to be content with having my bishop inside the chain. If I try to be a bit more aggressive with my pawn, going to e5 instead of e6, keeping this diagonal open, I'm asking for some trouble, maybe? This knight's gonna end up here. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go one square. It's dangerous. I am on the knight. It's gonna move though. Where to? If knight here, well, okay, if knight here, I go here. As far as I could tell, it's the only square. If the knight plays here, I think I want to cut off the intersection between the queen and knight on d6. With knight d5. Hit the bishop. I don't want to, let's say, play this one, let the knight drop in here, and then try to cope with the queen on d6. She would be an absolute monster. So I think I need to go ahead and play knight d5 first. There's the queen exchange, rook d1. Let's play this one first. I wanna try and get this knight out of here if I can. My opponent is not listening to the stream. They're being a good guy, I'm sure, right? We don't want any stream tactics. You could always listen back, keep in mind. Everyone has access to the VODs. You know why I say that. Make my opponent feel guilty in case they are. My opponent would never do such a thing. Jellied is a good player. They would never try to be a sneak artist. Right, Jelliet? That's the thing with these rapid games. Okay, lining up sneakiness. How concerned do I have to be about that one, though? How concerned? Maybe I run home. Be a chicken. I'm gonna go with the chicken move. Now, if c4, I could play here. We've played 10 moves, but look at it. For 10 moves to only have 2 pieces out, it's a little off. No one would stream snipe me? Yeah, well, maybe you haven't seen that video. How to trick a stream sniper. Maybe it's okay if it happens again. Put out another stream sniper video. If I'm successful. All right, what do I want to play here? That one. Give him a kick. None of the above. I think I could say this knight's under control. I could live with the in my house for now. You're not bothering me enough to scare you away. So, also in considering these 2 squares, I'm going to this more conservative looking square, at least, because I don't want to eventually run into expansion with tempo. I don't know that it would be played right away, but eventually, I think these moves are a path forward for white. So these guys currently are at a bit of a standoff. If this guy's given a kick, this guy's probably going to move shortly thereafter. No, I mean, I should be going here, I think. Let's see, this, here, maybe the knight goes there. Maybe then I have e5. Now that I have a little bit more development in, I could invest this additional tempo to get this guy here, and then I have some nice squares for my bishop. He needs to play. I don't know if I want to go about it like this. We'll see. Okay, some immediate pressure here. I don't want to allow my pawns to be split, so should I initiate the capture or reinforce my knight on c6 with my bishop, or maybe my queen even? I should hurry up. That's what I should do. My clock just turned red. Get a move on, it said. If I can, I would prefer to keep this structure as is. Do without e5. Chop here, knight e5. Maybe I go to e8. Okay. My knight needs to find a new square. And it probably should be on this healthy f6 post. Hard to argue with a king knight, or any knight, on f6 and f3. Active, it's everything. Active, defensive. Okay. Keeping the structure as is. Follow-up move knight e5, not knight d4. Okay. I wonder if I have to part ways with my light square bishop. Do I have time to... Or maybe I should play here and see if I could be a provoker. Yeah, let me try this one. Let's try to provoke. If f3, being sneaky. Checkaroni on d4. Yeah, this is the right way. I think I could abandon this diagonal. Okay, so it's simply challenged. So I don't think I want to take... Wait a second, I could take here, though. That forces the knight to retreat. Queen takes, drops the bishop. Okay. So now, I think it's about equal. I think the queen does well to go to where? I don't know that I want to go into an ending. Let's start with that one. I have, however slight it is, I have a little lead in development. Will that translate into maybe the win of some material? Somehow. I don't know about that. We both need flight squares. Okay, some defensive c4. Should I improve my knight? I think I want to improve my knight. Yeah, let's try that one. I'm assuming bishop e3. Bishop e3, and then I was thinking a5, but I don't know. I think I may need to challenge that bishop. Yeah, let's go with this one. I don't want to see this move. And, you know, I don't want to not be able to capture that. Let's take here. So now I'm looking at this and then there. Still think it's even. Positionalness. A knight on f4 could be dangerous. Secure my knight. Let's start with this. I don't know that it matters which rook. I usually prefer to go with the queen rook in these cases. Some in-between move of rook takes on d8 isn't hitting with check. You go with the other rook, it is hitting with check. How big a role does that play? I don't know. I don't think I want to allow b4, c5, so I'm going to have to prevent b4. They're a little give and take, stopping b4, but now this is weakened. Maybe I could work around it, though. Knight on b5, queen on f4. We still need flight squares. We're both under a minute. I've been living off of the increment for some time now. I wouldn't mind a queen exchange. Let's say queen e5, queen takes, knight takes, f6, f5, king f7, king e6 are all nice, healthy, improving moves. Maybe even knight e6 into d4. Oh, you are going with the queen there. Okay, if my queen was defended, or if I make any queen move, this is a threat then, fork. But let me go back to what I was pointing out. Queen takes and then f6. Yeah, so my king has an easier time being a contributor in this ending. So I think I'm now slightly better. Maybe beginning to be a bit more than slightly better. Yeah, let's go here right now. This cuts out the maneuver into b5. The knight's now under control by my pawns alone. If it goes backwards, it's also negated well with my knight on c5. Rook here, I'm prepared to exchange, support my knight, and then look to hunt what I think will be a liability, a white pawn on d5. If it becomes isolated, I think it could be tracked down. Both at 25. I'm not thinking much beyond. Okay, well, hang on for a second. Could I look to double rooks now? Or what if I play this right now? I don't know that I'm getting anywhere. Let me begin with improving the king. This should be a guaranteed productive move. It has to contribute. Okay. Have things changed any after that move? Knight e6 here? Or do I continue improving the king? I'm going to say continue improving the king. I don't know if the moving any of my pieces are being helpful. Let me expand on the king side. Okay, you're ready for a knight here, but now there isn't knight f3. So let me plant this rook here now. Knight here, take, 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 okay. Okay, maybe I could be annoying very soon. I think I'm threatening some stuff now. Knight d3, knight f4, knight d3, knight b2 possibly. Some softening up move. h4, h3. If h4 is stopped with h3, then there's a big weakness on g3. Okay, that one. I could exchange both rooks. I don't know how that I want to do that, though. No, I think this is a winning move. Because this hits the rook, and now next up there's this check. And I'm ready to exchange rooks and then take here. I think I should be winning now. Yeah, check. And now after this move, the only one to save the rook I could take a pawn with check. I have at minimum a perpetual check. I should definitely take this one as a start. Now I'm looking for a clean way to convert this ending now that I'm up a pawn. How do I approach it? I think improving the knight first is a good idea. Exchange both rooks. Start to move some pawns. Yeah, let me move some pawns. I like my knight right where it's at. I'm not seeing what else to do. I want to just get rolling with these pawns. It is a 4-2. If rook takes rook, I'll be taking with the rook. No, I don't care that this guy becomes passed. I wanna keep them compact. I want to keep them together, still as an island. Okay, let me revisit some checks now. I don't know that the checks are really accomplishing so much. Let me negate the forward move by the knight. So, no good forward moves. If this knight's under control, this rook isn't felt. Oh, you've got a new square for the pawn, but I have a check and then here. Yeah, let's go for that one. Grab another pawn. A4. This, I'm not ready to do this because my rook would hang, but after this I would take twice and then take here. There was a threat here anyhow. This is a defensive move. And attacking move. Okay, yeah, the rook should be the recapturer. This. I got too many pawns. Still up 2. That knight is not within checking distance. I should take this pawn first. And then I guess go hunting for another one with rook b4. Is there better? I don't think so. Let's go rook b4. I should be getting a third pawn soon. Could take with the knight or the rook, but I prefer the rook, welcoming more exchanges and not putting myself in a pin, although this capture does come with a threat to give check and win the rook, so let me consider this. The knight's a long way off from scaring my king. Here, how do you stop this one or this one? Yeah, I think it is quite all right to take with the knight. If it's a rook-specific endgame, I'm okay if this pawn drops. Oh, I was ready to play here. Yeah, I forgot that there's knight takes rook. All right, they resigned. Good game, Jelliot. Let's have a look at it. Let's see. Computer analysis is running. Okay, let's see if there were any misses in the early stage, because it did eventually get to a point where it was super duper positional. What's the most popular move? Most popular just by a little bit is a queen exchange, 98 games to 95. Okay, I went with queen takes pawn. The graph, there's the graph. Tight game. Right into the end. No, that's not complete. There's the graph. I don't know what that first one was. Even Steven until the queen exchange. Yeah. That's where I felt it started to pull my way a little bit. I pointed out that my king is going to have an easier time assisting in the endgame. So maybe that's even the first thing to speak of, because I think it was a pretty decent game here. What if c4 instead? Knight f6. It seems right around equal. I trust the engine. Bishop e4. Instinctually, I was looking at this. Keep the knight under control, but bishop e4 is good. I don't know what to say. It's even game. If I didn't play a5, if I flick in this move, b4 is there. It's not amazing for white, but these guys start rolling. So a5. Yeah, and something else, something other than the queen exchange. Maybe a flight square. What is it suggesting? g3, knight d4 into b5. Yeah, g3 has a couple things in mind. The main one, of course, is the flight square, but you also knock out a potential pivot by the queen on f4, or even a knight, though it's a ways away from getting there right now. Okay, once the queens were off it, I slowly gained some ground there. I guess it's easy to go wrong. It's suggesting knight b3. Knight b3, b6. This construction is nice to... It's tough to get in a passed pawn with this grip over b4. You need the assistance of some other piece to get this one in without losing a pawn. And have a nice pivot here. A little pull for black. Okay. Good game.